Hi guys, it's Kerry again. Today I'm going to do a video on some of the calibration procedures for the JVC 300 series. And I've taken some notes on my Facebook account. If you want to friend me on Facebook, I'm CAREYTREESH, Kerry Treesh in South Bend. If you do that and you go into my notes, I have some pretty good documentation on my notes in Facebook on configuring this projector. So right now I've got a pretty workable config on here, and I've copied that to channel 4, and I'm going to purposely kind of wreck it and recalibrate so that you guys can see some of the procedures needed. So let's start with the tech remote, and I'm going to go into the menu. And I'm going to start with the position convergence button, and we're going to clear a few things. Right now I'm in sensitivity, and I don't know if you can see that in the green text there, but it says sensitivity 116. I'm going to hit the menu button, which takes me to the sensitivity menu. And I am going to go 6, which is init all proportions, and it's warning me that this will have an effect, so I'm going to say OK, so I have a backup. It didn't really have much of an effect, so I don't have any proportions set yet. I'm going to go back into the menu again. I'm going to do 3, which is clear shade access. This will definitely have somewhat of an effect. Okay, so that definitely changed the color temperature of my screen. A couple things to note now that shading is cleared. If you look down here in the corner, it looks kind of green. If you look here in the middle, it's a little bit brighter. If you look at Lisa's head, she's kind of got a little bit of a shadow going across there. And if you look down here in the logo, that isn't very gray anymore. It's kind of green tinted. And the overall color balance of the screen is not D6500 Kelvin anymore. I'm going to hit menu again on the tech remote, and I'm going to clear this access, which is number 2, and hit enter. That also had an effect. Okay, so now what I've done is I've cleared the shading, and I've cleared the sensitivity offset, and I've cleared the threshold offset. And what that basically means is that now the picture tubes are only being configured by the analog driver pots in terms of how bright they are. In a typical CRT projector, I would assume that you would do color balance with those pots. In this projector system, you don't. I'll explain that in a little bit. So also to prep, I'm going to exit this menu now, and I'm going to press position convergence button, and I'm still in the sensitivity, so I'm going to hit that again, and let's see, okay. And I'm going to hit the hide mode button now. Now that has changed me to the XY registration. This is the convergence, so I'm going to hit the menu, and now I should be in the XY axis menu. And I'm going to clear a few things here. I'm basically going to hit 4, which is clear all accesses. Enter. Yeah, and as you can see, that definitely threw my convergence off a bit. Get a little closer, you can see that effect a little bit more pronounced. Look at Lisa's head there. And look at Homer's eyes. You can see the blue shadow under and the yellow shadow on the top of the eye. The black eyeball itself is kind of red, so convergence has been affected. Let's go into that menu again and see if there's anything else that needs to go. Yes, I wanna do number 2 as well, which is clear this access. Yeah, I don't think that made any difference, because when I cleared all accesses, it probably cleared this one. Okay, I believe we are fairly close now to doing a full config on this projector. I've basically cleared all of the software settings, which is where the pain in the butt is. So the first thing in my notes is it says ILA placement, and to do that we go to the main menu. So I'm hitting escape and I'm hitting menu. That's the main menu. I'm going to go into 3, ILA menu, and I'm going to pick option 3, max on, no video. What this does is it mutes the picture tube, so the CRTs have nothing on them now, and it opens the light valves, the red, green, and the blue light valves, the ILAs, to full blast. And the idea here, the reason you do this, this is kind of like step 1, and what you're trying to do is you want to align the projector lenses for red and blue so that they all kind of shine at the same spot. Notice there's a bit of a green shadow here on this side. If I come over here to the other side, there's a bit of a blue shadow and a little bit of a red. As you can see from where I started, that's actually good enough, but the adjustment is a physical adjustment at the projector, and it is done on the side. I have a little wire poking out of my hole with that little hole with a blue light shining through it. There's a hex nut in there. If I come around to the other side, there's also one over here. I have a wire coming out of this one as well. But there's a hex nut in there as well. What these do, if you adjust them, they physically move this blue lens and this red lens left and right. The top and bottom adjustments are not done with those screws. They're done internally in the projector, and the way you do that, you take the ILA plate, which I'll get a better shot of that right here, and you basically move it up and down, and there's 2 little thumb screws that lock it in place. Since I run a 16:9 aspect ratio, I'm not too concerned with the top and the bottom of my screen being in alignment, at least on the ILA plates. That's where the black bars are going to be anyway, so I don't put a whole lot of effort into aligning that. This is kind of an interesting thing too. Let's see if it picks this up. Yeah, see that little loop there? It's probably a dog hair, and because that is red in color, it's probably a tiny little speck of hair that got on the red plate. I should go through the effort of taking it apart and cleaning that off, but for the demonstration purposes of this video, I'm not. So in any case, what your bottom line here is you're just trying to get left and right aligned with those screws. Roughly do top and bottom. You don't have to be overly concerned with that alignment. Another thing to look for here is trying to look for kind of a uniformity of light. These corners and the middle and the whole screen overall should pretty much be the same brightness of white. It probably won't be, and that's normally caused by the light bulb itself, xenon light adjustment. This black ball here, there's a hex nut in the middle. Adjust that and it'll move a hot spot around. You can also loosen these 2 screws and move this plate around a little bit. And you can loosen these 2 screws and move the big plate around a little bit. You're going to mess with all those settings with this screen up, and I've got it fairly pretty well. So those are the first couple of steps.